Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. This is a special holiday episode, and this is one of my favorite books. It's the cutouts of Henri Matisse, and I was leafing through the pages, and I came across this very beautiful image here with stars. Here, let me do a close-up. This is called Nuit de Noel, and I was very impressed by the collection of star shapes, and it's a very beautiful use of colors. And I am going to use that as my inspiration piece for today, being Christmas Day for those who celebrate. And so I will start with creating a very dark blue background and then successively applying different layers, as you will see in a few minutes. So don't go away. Okay, here we are at the first step. Now this is a sheet of acetate. This is the sheet that the plate came with in the box, and I always hold on to it. And I place it on the plate when I want to put something on top of it so it doesn't stick, especially when I'm filming. Okay. So I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to use my Posca marker. Make sure that it's primed, and I will make some marks. Now, surprisingly, these marks, especially with a light-colored pen, they do show up, and they're quite vivid. I was really surprised. So that is the first element. And now this is Payne's Gray. Now Payne's Gray is kind of like a very dark grayish blue. I do like it a lot. And this is cobalt blue. So it's a combination of a very dark blue and cobalt blue, which represents the sky, or the night sky to be exact. So I'm working on the plate in sections. Since it's a large plate, by the way, this is a 16 by 20 plate, which I already consider to be a large format. So what I'm doing is taking the paint from the heavier areas and redistributing it to the lighter areas so that the coating is even. And when their coating is even, it will pick up the marker. Or if it was a ghost print, for that matter. Okay. Again, I will be using my Richardson watercolor paper. And I am using the smooth side. And I am paying attention to the edges because I want the edges to be nice, clean, and sharp, and not ragged. Okay, so I will leave this on for about 5 minutes. Okay, let's see how we made out. Oh, I think it's a very good transfer. I'm really amazed how vivid the Posca marker is. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so now I will let this dry first and then move on to the next step. Okay, everybody, here we are at the next step. I have arranged my reusable stencils. By the way, I apologize for my raspy voice. I have really a bad cold. But since I'm stuck here at home, the show must go on, so I'm going to keep rolling. These are the reusable stencils, and I have to be honest, I wanted to resist the temptation of copying Matisse stars and making it a, how should I say, a knockoff. And I didn't want to do that. In fact, I caution all of you artists, when you admire someone's work, I guess it's okay to copy a little bit when you're still learning, but you have to do the best you can to make it your own and not do a cheap knockoff. So I am going to do a split fountain. This is cadmium green. So I will have the cadmium green here in the middle. And then some manganese blue. And some, this is turquoise deep. It's interesting that they call it deep. It's really not that. Okay, let me see how this works out. Oh, and here is some Arctic, one of my favorite colors. Now, since it is winter time and the air is very dry, the paint tends to dry in the nozzles. Okay, let's see how this works out. It might seem very haphazard, but I will start with the light blue. And then the green. So in this case, the blending is not very thorough. It's rough. So you have clearly defined areas of one color. I'm just trying to flatten things out. And then, as usual, I will apply my own marks. Now, since the stencils haven't been cleaned very well, there's a lot of residue, but that's okay. Sometimes having the residue adds to the textures, like a bonus. So here is the first pool. Now, I don't know if you can see this on camera. There are some oil stains. That is from the baby oil, which I had used to condition the plate. It's not going to harm the artwork because eventually the baby oil will evaporate. Okay, so I will leave this on for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, I think the paper has had a chance to absorb the paint. So let's see. Pretty cool. Oh, I forgot one stencil, as usual. It's really stuck there. I think that's very pretty. So I will allow this to dry and then figure out the last step, which I will introduce some kind of metallic stars in keeping with the Christmas Eve theme. So I'll be right back. Okay, this is for the third layer, and I am drawing out specifically for this print because I rarely use this shape, but I think it will be worth it. Now the traditional star is 5 points, but I want to deviate from that. Let's see. Now I'm deliberately going to cut inside the line so as to make the image a little sharper. Now, an interesting fact about Matisse towards the end of his life, the reason why he had to do these cutouts is because of his health. He had failing health, and he had surgery which caused him to become wheelchair bound, so he could not do paintings anymore. But that did not discourage his creative energy, so he turned to making cutouts. And ironically, it is his cutouts that he is most well known for in a modern context, because in many ways they were very revolutionary, and he was so prolific. And this is a very tough material, which is good. It means it's not going to tear easily. There we go. There we go. So I have a nice stencil. And I can repeat this. And I can use these as well. My ninja stars. So I'll put these aside. So I have to be mindful that the big circle shape is on the left, and in the final print it is on the right. So I'm going to put this here on the left. Okay. And I'm going to do I'm going to do a split fountain with, this is iridescent white. And this is bronze. I think bronze has a more contrast with the blue than the gold. The gold comes off as very light. I'm going to take this out. So I have here both positive and negative image. This is the negative image, and these are the positive images. Okay, let's see how this works out. I like that. I think it's a good interpretation without being too copycat. So I will air dry this and I will give you some final thoughts. So don't go away. Okay, here we are at the final leg of this journey. And here is a close-up. You can see the iridescent effect when I shift the angle of the paper. And I think the negative positive interaction is very effective. So I have the positive shapes here and the negative shapes on the left. And by superimposing them, I create a sense of layers and depth. So I hope you like this video. I'd like to read something from a work about Matisse, which really impressed me. This is from a website called Artway. I will put the description in the box below. And it says here, Matisse was an artist who, from a humanistic viewpoint, wanted to show the value of human beings and the beauty of life. He said, I strive for an art of balance and purity, an art that causes no unrest or confusion. I would like to accomplish that people who are tired, strained, broken, may find rest and peace in my paintings. I think that's a really beautiful thought, considering when he said these things, he was bedridden because he had been diagnosed with cancer. And so toward the end of his life, he turned to making cutouts and collages. And his work is as fresh and as lively today as it was in his time. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and to see you next time.